Hey buddies, welcome to Amass Games. My name is Simon. Today I'm going to do a solo playthrough of Marvel Champions, the card game, playing with Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, whether he's the alter ego or the hero, against Rhino. We're going to play this on normal mode, so we're not playing on expert. And in this particular game, I have played it before. I'll be playing it with the Aspect. This is the recommended base set to play with as well. Playing with the Eviction Notice, which is the relevant kind of obligation for Peter Parker. And aside from that, I have also played Tony Stark, playing with Aggression. I have played Hulk with Aggression, Hulk with Leadership. I've also played Captain Marvel with Aggression, Captain Marvel with Leadership as well. Here are some Aggression cards. I've also played Black Panther, also with Protection. And if you want to see any of those other videos, please ensure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and by all means you'll be notified of those videos in due course. There's Captain Marvel, and that's going to be the next one in this series, depending on when you're watching this. Aside from that, I have got this in play, which is the hit points for Peter Parker and Spider-Man. We've got the hit points here for Rhino, with the break-in being the scheme that we're doing. I'll talk to you a little bit as I'm playing that. I do have the third card here. I have played this on Expert. I've played Captain Marvel on Expert for Rhino, and the next hero up, the next villain up, which is Claw, and the villain after that, which is Ultron, as well as Captain Marvel and Iron Man. As I mentioned, I have tried them with other aspects. And aside from that, got just out of shot, should it come into play, another size scheme, which is Highway Robbery, which is relevant for Spider-Man. So this was the very first one I played, which is probably what you'll be playing to if you get this game. And I haven't played it for a while. I've played over about 25 odd games, but I haven't played Peter Parker and Spider-Man since playing all those other heroes that comes in that core set as well. So the cards I have here, these are all the cards relevant to my deck. This is the card relevant to the villain deck, relevant to Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and of course against Rhino, with the excellent story that I think is in play, which can have this fantastic arc across those three villains in this core first set. Now, aside from that, what I'll be first doing is drawing up to my hand size of 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. And by all means, hit that like button to show me you're enjoying the content. As well as that, please obviously check out any comments. Please also add comments as well. And finally, hit up that description and check out various things such as the Instagram page that's there. Okay, so now I'm using a different tripod if you're quite used to this. And as you can see, it's fairly zoomed in. There is text on the cards, so hopefully you'll get most things in shot. But let me tell you what I can see in this deck here that I like. So Arms May, I can heal myself when I need to be healing myself. First and foremost, I can just mulligan this. I often don't. I usually see something there that I quite like. When taking amount of damage, you can prevent all of that damage as a one-off event. It'll cost me nothing. It's nice to have something I can buy with 2. There's this one. It reduces the cost when I buy another card, so I like that idea as well. And the Power of Justice, well, I haven't got anything relevant to make maximum use out of that, getting something cheaper. So first and foremost, I think I'm going to do this. And again, by all means, what you can be doing is checking out the playlist for all my other playthroughs, including solo playthroughs and games you can play solo, amongst other things. So I'm going to get this card first and foremost. It's going to cost me 3. I'm going to spend 2. And I think, even though I can't use it, I'm going to spend it. So I'm going to spend these cards. They're going to get out of shot. Don't worry, they are going to be there. And I'm going to keep this in play. And then I can exhaust it to reduce the cost of getting extra thing. I'm going to do that to bring this card into play. I won't need it for quite some time, hopefully, but I think it'll be there. And I must admit, I don't know much about the weather, but I think it's quite nice to mention that I could well lose this game, and I'm going to say it's hot. That's the reason why. I may well lose it. Probably because I'm recording on camera, that could well be the case as well. And playing with a new table. Okay, so that's got that in play. I've got 2 cards left. I can spend a resource, but I haven't got any other resources left. So what I could choose to do is I could generate a resource. That's one option I could be doing, which I might choose to do, although it does discard the card, so I don't really think it's worth it. That's handy to hold on to in case I take any damage. For now, I'm going to flip over, as I can do once per turn, and whenever the villain initiates an attack against you, you can draw 1 card. I'll play that as best as I can recall that. So in this case, I am going to choose attack just to bring down some damage, and do damage to 2. There's nothing to thwart. There's no scheme damage there at all. And these 2 cards, I can choose whether to keep or not. I think I'll keep hold of that. Discarding this card, drawing back up. Now, in this case, 2, and this does all set to read back at the end of my turn. Back up to my hands, which is now 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then this is just going to go there. Okay, so now I do have some of the cards. I do have an event, so that could be relevant, but it's only when I'm taking damage in defense. So now I can choose to defend against this, but I'm thinking I can, with this interrupt, will automatically be a defense action. If you understand that differently, please let me know. So first and foremost, let's go ahead, and it's now going to be, and I've got all these little chips in place, relevant, I think, so we typically need in a solo game for this. Firstly, it's schemes. It's going to get 1 because of 7. I'm going to lose. And now we're going to reveal a card, and this is going to be the damage I take, which will be 2 plus. And you can see I chose not to defend. In fact, I probably should have taken. Unbelievable, not again. You may flip over to his form. Okay, so after all that, I would have actually, apologies, no, it's going to be attacking me because it's the bottom thing you do first. So it's damaging me for 4. I chose not to defend, which I probably should have done in hindsight. Let's not retro that. I'm taking 4 damage, but funnily enough, I've got this, so let's stop all that damage. That probably is quite nice, and it keeps this back in play. So that doesn't count. But now this card, whatever happens on the main part is going to happen. When revealed, he heals 4 damage. If he doesn't, Surge happens, so he happens to do something else. And when revealed, we're still in hero form. It's the villain, and each minion engages with you and attacks you. So now it's going to attack me for 2. I'll let that happen, and I take this down to 2. If it gets to 0, I lose. Back to me, and I've only got 4 cards. Okay, so I don't need to be healing, so that's handy to keep in play, but let's kind of move off to the side. 3, bring out an ally. I mean, I don't need to be doing this right now, but based on what else is there, I'm not sure. I think I like the idea of the support, though. Spending 2, I don't know, let's spend, there's no minions. Let's spend 1, 2. Let's brought this into play. You get 3 of the generic counters, the green and blue ones. And I've got these 2 cards left, which I can't do anything with. Great to do a nice bit of damage, but I know it's obviously a better later game thing. Generic is pretty nice. No more side schemes in play. Let's get rid of those cards. Not a great hand, really. Oh, and of course I can do some damage. Let's do 2 more damage. Let's knock that down. I don't mind about that scheme too much. And I can remove from it to move on. So yeah, let's just exhaust that to get that off. So that base exhausted, but it's all going to come back again. And now we're going to draw back up 2 4 cards. Let's gung-ho out that. 5 cards. Gung-ho out with Spider-Man. I tend to sometimes not flip too much, and I think I sometimes should. So now I think I will defend. Let's see what I have. Any kind of interrupt. Any threat to be placed. Okay, I don't want to take any damage. I'm going to defend this time. So firstly, it schemes again. Just got the 1 again. And now it's going to attack for 2 plus nothing. So it's just going to attack for 2, and I've defended that, so nothing happens. I shouldn't have done that. I've got this one. And finally, we have the side scheme. Okay, I haven't had this one for a while. Okay, let's leave that in play there. So he does get card congested, as you can see. Let's try and get rid of it. So while the scheme is in play, you cannot move threat for the main scheme. What a horrible time for that to come up. I've also got to be wary that it's got a couple of them on it. So I've now got to get rid of that. Okay, that's it. Now it's back to my turn. And I've got 5 cards. I defended. That doesn't reset. This is relevant. I could do that instead and take some damage for that one. And it doesn't really, in hindsight, do anything. I don't think that really retros. It doesn't affect anything in the game. So let's do that in hindsight. And I know that's a retro, but in this case, I don't think it's a problem. So I'll do that and I take some damage. And I don't mind taking a blob of damage there. In fact, when the villain initiates attack against you, draw a card. I forgot to do that. Let's just do that now, just to kind of catch up, to kind of equalize things a bit. Don't worry about this. I've got Aunt May here, but I do have to be as Peter Parker, so I do need to flip. I do like Black Cat. It's a risky one though. I love this one a lot. So let's spend the Helicarrier. Let's just do that now. Bring that into play. And let's just twist Aunt May just to get out of this picture to heal up to back up to 10, maximum health. All right, and now what do we have? Well, we have got enhanced Spidey sense. We've got to get these tokens onto play over here. So let's just move that fully out of shot. So I don't think we need to see just the corner of it. It's distracting. Okay, and we're going to spend one probably to draw another card. That removes thingy from, from a threat from a scheme. Well, let's remove that from there. Then let's also be conscious that we want to try and get this off as well. Not relevant. That looks nice. When a treachery card is revealed, I like that idea too. Let's do this too. So let's spend 1, 2, and now we have Black Cat in play. And then it goes thwart. So we now lose this side scheme into the discard deck. It's taking some, it takes 1 damage. Okay, so it's got 1 health left. And finally, we've got, but I had to flip to re-heal myself. And then we've got a treachery card. Well, I don't know. It's handy, but we're not doing anything with it. Let's keep hold of it just in case. So now we reset, so we draw back up again. And now we get on May back in play. Now we draw up. Now some people say, come on, Simon, look at the angle. You need a grid here. Those are messy, they're not all aligned. Well, apologies. It's could be quite a longer video otherwise. Okay, so drawing up to 6 cards here. All right, we have 6 cards. Let's see what we have. Well, we have any kind of upgrades, any events that we can do to sort through. Okay, so we do this. We're now going to turn over it. So you're going to attack me for 4. Oh, I forgot to defend again. Right. Oh no, of course I have to be this side. So it's going to be scheming for 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, back up to 4 now. But I think we're fine with that. And finally, we have Alter Ego, gain Surge. It's going to happen something else. And deal 1 damage to each hero. Okay, so now we have another card in play. Let's try and just move these outside, just to the edge. And we've got Shocker, who looks a bit like Iron Man. There we go. I deal 1 damage to a hero, so that plops down like that to 9. It's got 3 health. And now it's back to me. And I'm definitely going to flip over. Definitely want to remove this, spending 2 to remove 4 from this, based on basically spending this card. But I think I'll spend this one instead. So spend that. So get rid of all of that, otherwise it's closer to winning than losing, and now it's back to square one. Okay, what do we have else in play? We have got Helicarrier we haven't used. Did I use it yet? No. Double check that. Well, I can't recall, so let's say I didn't. Well, I did. Okay, and then, I mean, this is still looking quite more lucrative now. We've just used up that, in fact. That's what we did. So we used up that event for justice. Okay, what do I want to do next? I fancied knocking it down for a bit of damage. There is a minion in play. Attach a minion. When a minion is defeated, remove 3 threat from scheme. It's handy. I mean, I rarely do this, so let's do that. Let's generate a resource. I've never gone for that spider tracker before, I don't think. I want to get rid of that though. So it's now on 3 health. You won't be able to see that's just out of shot. So it's got 3 health, and now we want to try and deal with it. So we do have Black Cat, can damage for 1. Oh, I forgot to do this. Draw 2 cards. So we draw 2. Does it contain a symbol? I say it counts, but I'm pretty sure other people say it don't. But because I'm doing it later, I'm going to say I can do it. Maybe a bit more flowing. So I get to add that to my hand. And now it doesn't benefit me, to be honest. And then let's crack on with what I can do. Well, I feel like probably going for this. Let's just deal 3 damage to get rid of it. Deal 3 damage, which meant I didn't have to do that. But let's not retro that one, which kind of cancels out that ability. I need to spend 2. So we already spent 1 over here. We spent 1 here. So spending 2, spending, let's spend these 2. 1, 2. And now he's gone. All threat goes from a scheme. Well, there's nothing now as inefficient as we know. And finally, we've got Black Cat, which can attack. Might as well just get it done with. Oh no, it doesn't lose any damage because attacking doesn't do it, which is why I like it. So we've got down to 9. Let's attack over here, Spidey, and we're down to 7 health. Reset everything. And then it's back to Rhino. Rhinos keep scheming. He's still trying to get in. And then he's going to attack for 2, 3. So he's attacking me for 3 and back down to 6 again. And it's going to, the villain attacks you for 2, down to 4 health. Now, was that a treachery card? It was. I could choose to cancel its effect for 1 card. But I don't think I can because, oh no, these did exhaust and they came back again. So I can spend 1 to get rid of that. And I think it's probably worth it. So I take back my 2 health. I chose not to defend, which I keep forgetting to do. And now, that is now spent. We're now going to draw up. I should have done that as well. Apologies. And that is 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, I've got a web shooter. I can have another one. Doesn't say max per player. So that's a very nice cheap card. Let's do that. Let's move out my out of shot a bit. Bring the web shoot into play. Bring on 3 resources. And probably exhaust one of them to bring something else into play. Bring out some thwart. Take out that threat. Take his damage. Not interested in that. Stunning is quite nice, but I don't think it's particularly worthy. For now, let's just attack. So that switches, knocks it down to 6. We're going to attack for 2, knock it down to 4. To be honest, if I have to get attacked and then I stun it, that feels quite nice to me. And it's 1, 2, 3. I'm spending a resource, so it just gets it done. So let's do it. It's attached to my hero. And now I can defend. And this time, yeah, I think we do defend. Because now each time it does an attack, which I forgot to do again, you get to draw a card, which I would have an extra card. And in this case, doesn't do anything. So this time I'll lose that card and draw up another amount of cards equal to my hand limit, which is 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great card here. Allows me to build an engine. So these are all going to ready up again. I've defended it. It's now scheming. It's now going to attack me for 2 and 3, 4. It attacks me for 4, but I have stunned it. So by stunning it, not only is it going to be turned sideways by being stunned, I also don't take damage, and I get to draw a card. So that's the stun card in play, and let's ensure it is correctly. I get to draw a card. So that's just at the edge, which peeps on. It's another spinning web kick. And let's see what I can do next. Okay, and then, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so everything resets. There's some scheme on there, so let's just spend one of them to get a scheme down. That goes away. Let's attack for 1 because it doesn't affect it, so that's really good for this card, I think, personally. I'm then going to look into this. So, and I choose to take damage over damage my allies. Okay, that Avengers Mansion must come into play. I think spending 2 of these to bring this in. Let's get rid of the thwart. And then let's get rid of another surveillance team. Let's get rid of that spinning web kick as well. So I'm spending 2, 3, 4. And that goes away. Bring Avengers Mansion, which I can then exhaust to draw 1 card. And it's kind of not what I wanted. Okay, and now Daredevil could not come into, it could come into play with Helicarrier. So we have 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and that would be 4. Okay, that's quite nice. So it's, yeah, not too bad. It's already stunned. let's just bring Daredevil into play. So 1, 2, 3, turn that. That's 4. Comes into play, all the health. It's going to attack for 2, bringing that down to that. It's then going to take a damage. And then we're going to finish it off. So there we go, it's done. I don't tend to carry over the damage. So now, it's the end of this turn, which isn't a great time to do it. The 1 goes out, to the left with the 2. It's still stunned. And then we're going to search and bring out the relevant card. Breaking and taking. There it is. So breaking and taking comes into play. So something else I have to deal with, and it's going to make sure we shuffle these cards back up again. Okay, place an additional threat on here. Okay, so now I'm going to stay defended. Bring up all my cards. Okay, and then start off with 2. And now we have more things coming out. So, firstly, we get an extra 1 on here. That's how it starts, per person. We get 1 for the break-in. We flip over the card. And it's going to attack me for 5. Defending for 3, it knocks me for 3. But before I do that, bring up the relevant cards. 1, can I defend against that? Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can I do anything to stop it? Amount of threat? Nope, I don't want to take any damage. When you're taking amount of damage, prevent all that damage. So I do prevent it, and I get to draw a card. And that's because of my ability. So that's great. And then in fact, I wouldn't have had to defend against that either. So now it's going to crack on with the final part, which is the encounter. I'm just going to draw 2 of them. We now have another scheme. We have the bomb scare, which is going to have more things going on. And an extra 1. Okay, and then we have and that's it. Okay, and I have another one because of breaking and taken. And you're confused, and we are confused. Let me grab a confused card. Oh, that's a tough card, that's not what I wanted. So, purple card. I'm confused. Oh no, what am I talking about? Of course, I was stunned. It wouldn't have taken any damage anyway. So, based on what we've already done, let's not reset that. We'll come back to that one. Or can I undo it? I think I can undo it, in fact. But let's come back to that one. So I'm going to be confused now. And next I'm taking the thwart or scheme. You can discard that. Okay, so back to me. I think we want to flip over to fully heal to get back up to max health. We need to do some scheming here. So let's thwart, which does take a damage, unfortunately. And it's going to lose, let's take it off here, I think. So it's going to thwart, taking off 2. We're going to have Black Cat do the same, and then we lose Black Cat, unfortunately. But I think at this moment we need to do it. Get rid of breaking and taking. And then that's gone. We spent that. We get to draw another card. Web Shooter's back in play. Treachery. Nope. We could start thwarting. Any amount of threat, take damage instead. Well, that's not a bad idea. And these aren't very good. We're going to spend that to draw that card out here. As you can see, it's getting really, really messy. And then treachery, no. I think we want to start thwarting now. So let's spend these 2 cards. And now we have an upgrade, which should be relevant when he comes into play. And should we see what happens, that's there too. And then it's bringing up our cards to 6. Off the page then with Genius. Now it's time to reset. So that goes there, it's kind of even there. That swings across. Okay, that goes away. Right, more threat, okay. So we get an extra threat on here. Do we have anything we can quickly event to do? Amass scheme, yep. So we can do that to get rid of those 2 schemes. And I take damage instead. So I take 2 damage. Then we get the attack against Peter Parker. which is simply scheming of 1. So that's it. And place on threat. Good, done that. All right, so now it's back to our turn. We're going to flip back again. Peter Barker. Can we finish this off? I don't think so. We've got Max, who's already on 15 health, which is not good. I think we want to bring in an extra card. And we want to bring in Jessica Jones, sorry, 2. And let's spend 3. Let's bring Jessica Jones. She gets +1 thwart for each side scheme in play. We do have a side scheme in play. We've got 2 here. I think we're going to spend 2 and 3 to bring Mockingbird into play, which maxes my people. Now we already have stunned. Well, that wouldn't have come before. So actually it wouldn't have schemed twice, but again, we need to make sure I stick it right over the top and therefore do it next time. We'll do that turn afterwards. And then let's see what else we have. This, which I can't do anything with. So maybe we start thwarting just to get this down. So let's thwart for 2 to get that down. Thwart for 1 to get rid of that side scheme. And that makes it a bit cleaner. And then we've also got this, which is we can attack for 3. And therefore that happens. Okay, good. And now that's kind of all spent. We can always set and draw up again. Okay, let's again have Aunt May off to the side. Again, especially if we're not playing with Peter Parker. Up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we have a scheme. It is stunned. It does not do its thing. So we're going to lose that card. And then it is going to do its final thing, which is encounter, discard an upgrade or a support. Okay. Now, what do we have? That should have gone. So, had he carried on lose, was an upgrade as well? An upgrade, I think we do that. Yeah, let's take that. We don't get too much about that one. Okay, 12 health, nothing massive. Here we go, 8 damage. I think we can do it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, here we go. So 3, 2, 2, 3. Spend 3. Do 8 damage. Okay, 8 brings it down to 4. Okay, 5, 6, gone. 7, 8, bosh, done. There we go. We have won the game against Rhino, with me having to double check, obviously, and messing up that stun. But hopefully that is pretty much, enjoyable run through of playing Marvel Champions, the card game, playing with Spider-Man, playing with Justice, again, on the Amass Games YouTube channel. Thanks very much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know, and look forward to showing you the next one. All the best. Bye for now.